Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you doing?
Hello.
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 Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you very well. Assalamu alaikum.
Yes. Alaikum salam. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. What about you?
Yeah, fine, thank you. So your name is Khalid, right?
Yes, my name is Khalid Hisham.
So where are you from, Khalid?
I am from Deir ez-Zor, which is in the east of Syria.
Ah, that's great. So now you're living in Syria as well, right?
Of course not. I have been living in KSA for 6 years.
Where in KSA?
In Holy Mecca.
In Holy Mecca. Wow, that's amazing. So
Yes.
what do you do for
close to Holy Mosque? I am working as a civil engineer in the custodian of two Holy Mosques in KSA, in Holy Mecca and Al-Madinah al-Munawwara. And right now I work in Holy Mecca as a civil engineer.
I'm close to each other, if you know that. You know, I'm Jeddah now.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's actually my. I have been staying here for 1 week. That's why I asked you where exactly.
Wow, that's amazing. Yes. That's amazing. If you come to Mecca, please call me.
Yeah, we'll be in contact because I will be visiting Mecca for the first time, inshallah, after like 1 week from now. So
okay, call me.
I'm looking forward to this one. So tell me something more about you, Khalid. I would like to know more about you.
Yes, I am working as a civil engineer. Okay, I am from Deir ez-Zor. My city is the junction. Deir ez-Zor is the junction between Syria and Iraq. As nowadays, it is a damaged city and it is starved to death. Most Syrians have changed into refugees.
Yes.
This is my situation. We live in KSA as refugees. I have about my close family. I have 2 children. Mus'ab,
nuclear family, right?
No, I told my close family, my children. Mus'ab.
Nuclear family. Yes.
Nuclear family.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Your nuclear family.
Nuclear family. I have 2 children. Mus'ab 5 years and 8 months in the kindergarten. Amr 2 years and half months. My wife is a mechanical engineer. Okay, and nowadays we are studying English since we have decided to immigrate or to seek the asylum from any countries. Since, as you know, our home is being taken away, and we cannot go back to Syria. And definitely, we are living as refugees. We cannot travel to another country. Especially Arabic countries, as you know.
Because that you are, I mean, like in Saudi Arabia, you cannot travel from Saudi Arabia to another country.
Yes, because I am a Syrian. Okay, yes. Maybe just I travel to Emirat as a visitor, since I am a civil engineer, and just enter from Dubai airport, and also, I must make a reservation in a hotel to prove that I come as a visitor. Just, however, another thing is I am not be allowed to enter another any country. Qatar, Kuwait, nothing.
Like a refugee in many countries is open.
Why?
Germany.
Why?
Is one of them.
Why refugee here? I consider myself because now, okay, I have a temporary residence in KSA, like any foreigner in KSA, but I can't travel to another country. I cannot renew my passport. Also, I cannot go back to my home. Yes. Okay, believe me, I tell you a small story. In 2014. When I decided to take my annual vacation and to travel to any country, I found the Egyptian embassy in Jeddah. I asked him just to enter Egypt as a visitor, a tourist, but they told you you cannot do that since you are Syrian, and even though just to pass for 1 hour transit, just in transit, no, you are Syrian, you are not allowed. Just I cannot travel now.
They found also Syrian people. So what is the difference between your situation and the others?
Another in who live in Masar, maybe because those people who entered to Egyptian maybe in 2011, 2012, and now they have lived in case in Egypt, but also they cannot travel. If they travel out of Egypt border, they cannot go back. Yeah, except maybe some students. If you are a business, just
Well, it's really sad. You know, I'm watching and I'm following what is happening in Syria. And really, it is heartbreaking. I'm not trying to like provoke this issue, but really what we are seeing, you know, I have visited Syria twice in my life, and it still have the nice views and nice pictures. I went to Aleppo and I went to Damascus. And
Aleppo is damaged, and the scary massacres has happened in Aleppo, and called the blood murders now are playing in Aleppo.
Yes, I saw the, you know, like the bad thing is, which is really connecting me to Syria, is my friend. I have lost my friend in, you know, one of the things 1 year ago, and until now I still cannot even look at the news, you know, because as long as you look at it, it provokes all the memories. And even talking about this issue, I know this issue is very important, but I always say what is most important is you are luckier than the others. Alhamdulillah, like you are in another country, it gives you some time to fix where to go and what to do. So in my opinion, what I really think for you is traveling as an immigrant, not also as a refugee, can also be applicable. Like traveling to Australia, Canada, those places do not lose hope or faith on this, because they are a welcoming country. Even if all of them didn't work, Germany will work well.
I think my target should be Australia or Canada. Okay.
Yeah, this is a good.
Yeah, but and I have prepared my documents, but just I have to pass the IELTS exam, general training.
General IELTS, right?
General, yeah, general, yes. And I took the maybe I send you a message, maybe 2 months ago. Yes.
Yeah.
A message. Sorry, I took the IELTS exam 2 times, and in February 2016, and I retook the 4th of August. I scored in writing 6.5, in speaking 6, in listening 6. But my problem in reading just 5. In reading, if just this one point has stopped me.
Yeah.
Okay, and so I have to retake the exam maybe 1 month, 2 months, just to in English in general, my reading skills. So I'll tell you what I did last month. Firstly, I have decided to listen a lot for BBC radio, for Radio Australia, Radio New Zealand.
Yes.
Okay, this is in top. Also, maybe some lecturers from TEDx, and some
talks actually is amazing.
Yes, also maybe some enjoyable series from National Geographic.
Yeah.
Yes. For the reading now, what I did to improve my vocabulary, comprehension, understanding. When I score 2 times 5 in that means there is a problem in the comprehension and understanding the information in English. That means now nowadays I am reading a lot from from materials from newspaper such as BBC, New York Times, but now I have changed my focus to The Economist and The Guardian, and so because you have noticed the level of the language in The Guardian is top.
Yes, it's very, very high, and The Guardian is talking to the elite of the society. That's right.
Yes, and especially now I read and read and underline the information and reread again, focus and to linkers and how to add the ideas that to improve my vocabulary comprehension and my construction for writing.
Yes. Well, okay. This is actually very good, actually, in the reading part. I must say that this is a lot of work, and not all of the people take it from the right side as yours.
Okay, so I have to follow maybe this plan for 1 month, 2 months, to improve my English, my vocabulary for English for comprehension. Because when I was practicing for the IELTS, sometimes I stopped in front of some question in false, true, not given.
Yeah. Well, not given is also confusing for us, you know, like it is normal. It is too normal to have it.
Yes, and teacher, and for sometimes for some questions, which paragraphs contain this information. This is very, very difficult. You have to skim all. That's difficult here. I think that it needs to improve your ability to read a lot.
Exactly.
To just read out. Now I have to ask you, what's about your tips for reading, for IELTS reading, for general reading? How to overcome this problem?
Yes. Look, the first one here about your reading. But first of all, I must say that what you are doing, reading The Guardian and highlighting the new words and new vocabulary, this is way much better for you, for your English in general. I mean, it is not only for the IELTS exam, but it would be as well in your normal life. Let's start first with tips for the IELTS in general.
Okay.
Sorry. In the IELTS exam, the most important thing is to catch up the information. They don't want you to read all the passage or to read what's between the line, or even to educate yourself. It's an exam time. You only have 1 hour to finish around 3 passages or 4 passages.
No.
The first thing is, whenever you find a question of true, false, or not given, or headings, you must start with them. Must. Why? Because they are the most confusing kinds of exams or examining. Completion and the choices and the others, like matching the ideas, very easy, or completing the table is also an easy one. In my opinion, if you have true, false, and not given one, you shall start with it first of all. Why? At the beginning of the exam, you are concentrating and focusing way much better than in the middle of the exam, way much better than the end of the exam. Your brain loses the level of concentration and focusing. So for you to start by the most difficult or the most 2 difficult types will, of course, save you time, effort, and of course will gain you more marks. Let's start first with true, false, and not given. True is something which is quietly stated in front of you, clear, like the sun, inside the part of the paragraph. False is something opposite to what's been said. For example, when I say there were 3 boys in class today, and in the question I say there were 4 boys in the class today, so this is false. But not given is something that I cannot say. For example, I said there were 3 boys in the classroom. In the question I told you this classroom has a big number of students or a few number of students.
Okay.
I don't know. How shall I know? But some people just confuse it, because when I say there were 3 boys or 3 students in the classroom, and I give you the question as there were, or this class has few number of students. So some people wrong or like mistakenly just like mix it. 3 people only in the class, so it is a small class. No, I didn't say that this is a total number. So this is not given. So not given something that you cannot be sure about. And this is a matter of confusion between false and true or not.
Now, let me ask you, I have noticed some words have to change the meaning.
Yeah.
Okay, some, but, all, can, could, may. When
Yes.
I find this vocabulary, this word, really, I painfully shy.
You mean that it is very confusing for you to have
Yes.
the adverbs or the words that describe a
Yes.
situation. Well, in this moment, you need to take a break during the exam, even to just like wait for a while and read the sentence from the beginning till the full stop, because this is really critical. If you do not understand all, many, other, whether, never, unless, moreover, and so on, you may lose some information, and losing the information during the exam will let you lose marks as well. So this will be on the other hand. So we do not need something like that. What we need is to gain the most amount of marks that we can do. So to start fresh, first of all, with true, false, and not given, I totally recommend this one. And believe me, if you were used to lose like half of the marks in this question, for example, 3 out of 6 or 3 out of 7, you will find yourself, like covering most of it, and it will be shrink until it reached to 1 mistake only. This is actually what happens in that. And of course, I will send you some practices that during them you will be doing them, and I'll be checking also your answers. The other one is the headings. One major point of problem that you will find is the heading. Are you facing that? Yeah, heading is horrible. Like, heading is confusing, and they are in a big passage. It's not a small passage that you are putting these headings on. So what happens in your mind is, oh my God, all of this page or 2 pages must have these headings? Yes. But let me tell you here the short answer for this one. If you want to know the right heading, read the first 2 sentences and the last 2 sentences, because here is the main point. Basically, headings are about the this is, or the this is statement, or the main idea. And in all writing, you must find the idea being written in the top or the end of each paragraph. So another problem may appear that you may find 2 headings can be the same or can go the same. Leave them till the end. To find this issue, leave them till the end and go on to the other one. You will save time, you will get them right, and will give you a space of time to check the confusion. So if they are not 2, if they are 3, that they are confusing, do the other, finish them. You will find maximum, you will find 3 are missed or 3 are confusing. In those 3, start analyzing them at the end of the exam. And I'm sure you will be having some more time. But the point is, we think during answering, and thinking during answering losing you time, and of course losing the control of your mind. You start saying that, oh man, just like the time. And of course, in the IELTS exam, they are just warning you of the time thing, many times during the exam part. So true, false, and not given, or heading must be the start.
Okay.
Then, yeah.
Back to your first tips. You emphasized to start with false, true, not given, and heading in the first time of the exam.
Yeah,
okay?
Exactly. They are in the last question of the reading. No problem.
And maybe in the general training is easier than academic. Definitely, maybe just the section 3 is the difficult, but it is maybe is similar to academic, just section. Okay, when I have started in when I start in reading exam, you suggest to postpone the false true not given and start with other, maybe to support my confidence. Okay.
Yeah.
Or to yes. Okay.
Exactly.
Teacher Muhammad, okay. You said you talk about false true not given and heading. That's the most horrible and the most annoying question. Not the heading line. Which paragraphs involve this information? This is the most bad question.
Well,
yes.
Also like heading, by the way. This is like heading. Like which paragraph include this one? This is the same as heading because it gives you one line, right?
Yes, but it is not necessary to find the answer in the first 2 lines. Or
in this one here, in all of the lines, you will find keywords like project for camp or campaign. You will find a name of a person. Start to match the name of the person or the year or numbers, take care of them. Names, take care of them. Countries, take care of them, because they must have questions on them. And basically, you have to focus a lot about the names of the people or the names of the treaties. Here, it must have like 3 or 4 marks. You are counting marks. You are not studying it. You're not doing a diploma in English. So this is it. I mean, you try first of all to check the keywords. What is he talking about? Project. So put in your mind, project can come as a new step, an action, a campaign. So start to check. Sometimes you will find the word project as project, as it is, no problem. Especially in general, they do insist to clarify the point or to clarify like the line, not to just make it haphazardly like the academic. The academic, they just try to test you literally in the synonyms of the words. So in my opinion, I would say you have in this time to underline the keywords. Keywords will allow you and help you so much to get the right one. And we know inside the general IELTS, especially in the reading, the passages are not condensed like the academic. You have seen the academic, of course. The academic is very condensed and it may let you lose. No, you have to remember that the general IELTS is very easy, by the way. I mean, easy to deal with. The ideas are more clear than the other. So put this in mind, because sometimes when you put in mind that this exam is difficult, there is a barrier started to be shown up in your mind that this exam is difficult, I can't do it. So this is really important.
Yes, definitely. Teacher Muhammad, now what I did for the IELTS, last week I watched many videos for experience in IELTS. Okay, what they did, especially for maybe section 3 in the IELTS, which maybe looks like the academic. Firstly, they read the introduction closely. Yeah. Introduction just, and the conclusion, and then they advise the students to skim all paragraphs and underline names, capital letters, history. Also, some some impressive words such as because, the most, change, affect, any foreigner word underline during skimming. Okay. For me, I'll tell you, and maybe you will laugh. Now it is a phobia for me. Now I practice from academic material now.
Wow. Well, I would say this is good. I will not laugh really. I would say I will take it more serious. I would say this is really good. You know that? Taking the step to the academic and seeing the difficult ones like Cambridge IELTS, this will let you, like increase your guard. You know what I mean? I'm talking about. So in the exam, when you find the exam is easy, so you will lower hard, but it can be a problem if you went to the exam putting in mind that this is an academic one. Your mind will be fixed that it's dealing with difficult words. However, in the exam of the general IELTS, they do not use that kind of this kind of complicated words or expressions. So in your practice, I really support it. But in your intellect, your mental thinking, I'm really against it. If you are going to the exam having the idea that this is an
okay, but why I do that? If you're interested in Cambridge materials, we just let us see practically. To practice for the IELTS, just the advisable is Cambridge materials. It is yes, okay. But most materials for academic, just in all books, two patterns for general, except book 11. Now there is a special book for general and special book for okay. Why sometimes I have to practice from academic material, maybe just section one in academic training, okay. Section in academic training,
the general
close
one.
to maybe to section 3 in general training. That was what I now. Okay, nowadays you advise me to practice for IELTS or just in this stage, just to improve my reading and comprehension. Now it's now on Guardian, BC, and try to match the ideas and ask myself why the author use this linker here, why here add conclusion here, why here add the question mark, why he use the contradiction. Or you would advise me to couple between reading in general and practice for the IELTS in this stage. This stage,
I would recommend that to focus more on solving the IELTS exam. I mean, you were expecting me to tell you to read in the Guardian, but no. I would say to know the style of the questions. When you do something wrong and then you come back to it and you find that, oh yes, I did it wrong, and you check the key answers and you find the right one. Then you start to analyze what mistake have you done. In this case, you will know the mind plan of the exam writers, because the exam writers are taking the same criteria always. So in this point, you will know the tricks and what we call it, the fat and the thin parts of the exam. But we all sometimes get some kind of boredom of practicing and doing all of these things. So when you feel bored, the thing that to do is to go to the Guardian and reading from extra resources. In this case, you will find yourself enjoying and also improving the vocabulary. Plus, the major part is creating a collection of how the exams are being written, because the Guardian is not writing according to the IELTS.
If you want to drink a cup of water, no problem.
Actually, it's like a coffee. I don't know from where. It's like a drink now. It's okay.
Yes. Okay. I hope you get better. Okay. Now, but okay. Why? Okay. Again, back to, as I told you, I have noticed in 2 times I took the exam. Sometimes I made mistakes according to the facts. Problem in understanding or comprehension. That means to improve this or to tackle with this matter, you have to read in English to improve your ability to understanding. So why I read a lot now in maybe Guardian, Economist, and try to differ in materials, because, and also sometimes for the vocabularies, for the idioms, for sentences in English, because when you focus just in IELTS materials, you are limited.
Yeah, I understand. That's what I was saying. I was saying that sometimes you feel that you are limited. You feel bored, and this is what was my meaning of being bored. Bored is when you find yourself doing the same thing. You are not trying to pass over or to see something else. In this case, I would really recommend for you to go for the economist or these things, because this will break the boredom. This will break the way of dealing with the language. And also, I would really insist on the part of listening to the BBC radio. This is really good for you. They are talking in general things, because we do not expect what we are going to listen.
Now, nowadays, I am listening to a series from BBC Radio, The Archers.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
Archers. It is difficult sometimes to catch or all because believe me, and sometimes what when I listen to English, to news, or I catch most vocabularies. But for the meaning, honestly, maybe 30%, 40%, and the TEDx, maybe I catch all vocabulary.
Yeah.
But the meaning, no. Until this moment, no. In the Archers, I have to repeat the episode maybe 2 times, 3 times to catch the meaning, or to catch just the main idea.
Well, I call it improvement. I call it when you repeat it, and in the 3rd time you get it. If you keep doing this, you will find yourself by time from 3 to 2 times to 1 time to understanding from the first scratch. This is normal. This is about acquiring the language, because language is repeated. You know that? Like language already repeated. We are having pattern of sentences, pattern of words, and are repeating them. Yes, in different contents, that's right. But basically, the major point or the main part is given to you according to the practice. That's why I always say practice makes perfect. You know, I speak Spanish, for example. When I go to Spain or I go to Spanish area, and English is my first language. When I go there and I come back home, I find some words coming in my talk from Spanish.
Yes.
Why? Because practice. The most active language in your mind will be the most understood, and the well-expressed language will be on your tongue, because our brain is very active. And our brain, you know, I always say that brain is a muscle. You know, like when your brain is training upon something, it will have the flexible way of dealing with, you know, this language or these ideas or these things. You are an engineer, right?
Yes.
When people talk in your job, or when they are talking about some kind of rules or something to put before building something, do you face any problem?
No.
Why not?
Definitely, because I expect everything, and all this information have accumulated in my mind, and maybe spontaneously I manipulate this information.
Exactly. This is what we are talking about here. Look, before the university, did you have the same things like now? Like imagine yourself before the university degree, like grade. Would you be understanding like now?
Of course not, because it depends on my sense. And why this theory, I has to reflect this theory in my learning in English. Okay. Yes. So my teacher Muhammad, I told you last month, I focus on newspapers to make sense in English about everything. When I just read. Now, last month, when I tried myself with any materials from the IELTS, sometimes I found the answer depends on my sense now.
Yeah.
My sense now.
Yes. Well, I will tell you something. There is something I'm getting to you now. So one moment. It's a website which is really good. It is about problems, and people are sending it to a woman. Her name is Abigail Van Buren, and people are writing in natural English. They are having all problems. Here is the website. They are all having problems. You can open it now to show you how to deal with it.
Okay, I click.
Yes. You can, like the first one is talking up on staples, big family, happy for the holidays. If you can click on it, you will find someone is writing a problem, and then she is answering it.
Okay.
So this one is really good, you know, like the words and, you know, like using it, and the problems are real. And all of these issues are happening around us. This will increase your way of understanding what people are talking about, and also increase the ideology of the American and the English society. And you can find the side of this one here. You can find some categories, like you can find all topics: love and dating, family and parenting, marriage and divorce, death, money, etiquette and ethics, addiction. You can see them, right?
Okay.
Yes. So just click on them and enjoy the variety, because basically on the Economist or these, they are talking about policy, like politics or economy. But sometimes we need to talk about love and dating. Sometimes we need to talk about death and life. Sometimes we want to talk about this and that. So this is the major point here, to change the resources, or to like have a variety of the resources. This will give you an extra credit for the vocabulary, how much vocabulary you will get. Yes, some topics may sound strange for us, so leave them and see the other one like that. Do not stop for one major point or something.
Okay. Also, okay, now I have a sense, but let's say a compromise I have engaged to couple between keep reading and practice for the IELTS. Okay. At morning, when I have my coffee or drink, okay, I have to read an article, maybe an article from Guardian or BBC at morning, every day, to keep reading, and and then when I go back to my home, at my flat, I practice for the IELTS materials every day. That now I have to couple between two practices for general reading and focus in IELTS materials. That's okay?
Yeah, of course. This is actually a very good preparation of your day. You are organizing your day better than anyone actually going to the IELTS exam, because you have now two things to improve your English and improve yourself for the IELTS exam. So what you are doing, of course, is one of the most important things, I must say. Like I always say that if you are focusing only on one resource, you will find yourself bored. And this is quite clear. But if you like change, that's why I sent you now this website here. This is really fruitful. And the words really, like said there, you know, most of my students here on Cambly and in the universities, when I tell them to read on Dear Abby and also to discuss it with me, sometimes we get the problem and we discuss the solution. I have really found that the people have really acquired not only vocabulary, but ideology. The ideas has changed according to what they are reading. They started understanding how they are dealing with the people. So that's what I say. Increase your resources will increase your language. This is the most, you know, like well-known thing in language learning.
Okay. Now, in just a few minutes, let's ask you. Now, for the writing. For the writing, I just depend on my reading in Guardian, in BBC. Okay. For this practice, why I did now, in the general topics, maybe food, struggle, society, children, university, I read articles related to these topics from Guardian, BBC, Economist, New York Times. I read a lot, and I maybe coupled many ideas, many idioms from this newspaper, and then I depend on this materials in my construction.
Yeah.
This is why I did, because the IELTS books in general boring.
Yes.
And the construction in newspaper is enjoyable.
Yes.
Enjoyable.
But I must say that in writing for general is way much easier than the writing in the Guardian. You know, like writing in the Guardian is way elite. You know, like very complicated, and sometimes they are, you know, like bundling a lot of information in one paragraph. Just like it is.
But believe me, now I enjoy reading from Guardian.
Yes, because you practiced yourself on the Guardian. This is it. I mean, I will not advise anyone to write as the Guardian, but I would really support, as you said now, that you are enjoying it. And sometimes you will find that your writing is influenced by what you are reading. Because basically, if we look back to our childhood when we learned the language, first we listened, then we talked because we imitate, and then we read, and then we imitated this reading in the writing. So now you are reading. So this means that you will be imitating what you are writing in the style, the way of the vocabulary. This definitely will increase your marks, inshallah. I mean, this is really clear, you know, like, because these words are being, you know, like, used in front of your eyes. So it will be easy for you to recall them and write them on.
Yes, this is, for the writing, I think this is helped me to, but sometimes I am confused in maybe preparing the letter, especially between formal and semi-formal, and what the kind of language should I use to differ between formal and semi-formal. This is what I am confused.
In the semi-formal, I really enjoy. I really like when people write with may I, not can I. Can I is informal.
Yes, this is my friend, my casual acquaintances, but
yeah, but a semi-formal, like your colleague, maybe you don't have like a lot of like a strong relation between you. He's only your colleague at work, so you are asking for a favor or you are complaining of something. So use may. Use like, let me send you also one good one here. Like I just want to give you, there is a list. I think I didn't have it. Yeah. Yeah, this link here I'm sending to you now.
Okay.
Really good one. I want you to open it with me right now because I want to show you a part only in it.
Okay.
Yes, number 2. Yeah, you can scroll down to larger and less common words.
This is an enjoyable website. Especially the collocations books. I bought this book, and I told you now I have noticed to improve my writing. I have to couple between adverb and collocations, and and linkers, and make argument during my writing. Okay, yes. And linkers. And this is to boost my.
I really rely upon in many ways. You know, like most of the students, when they want something, this is the first one to search at. But
and this is good. Yes, this is the owner is called China. Yes.
Yeah. That's right.
Yes. And today I emailed her. Now I ask you the same question, but okay. Let's go back to your link. Okay. Formal, semi-formal, and informal English. Okay.
Number 2, you can scroll down until you bring it to larger and less common words.
Okay.
Number 2.
Yes, definitely. Okay.
So here it's a formal sentence you might see in an economic report like that. The economy is currently quite robust. Nevertheless, some specialists predict an imminent recession. A simpler, less formal way to say the same thing like this. The economy is very strong right now, but some specialists say we will have a recession soon.
This is a
And
treasure.
here it gives,
This is
yes, recession.
This is a treasure for me.
Yeah.
This is yes, a treasure for me, because sometimes I don't know how to differ between formal and less formal. I mean, maybe I use this.
Exactly. Yeah.
Buy and
Like here also,
need, require,
yeah,
get, obtain. Yeah.
Yeah. You can download a list. There is a link below it. Can you see it? A blue one.
Yeah. 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 Yes, definitely.
You can press on it, and you will download the full list, because these are only few examples. So if you can download it, and you can read what is the difference between the semi-formal and the formal. And then he gives you other things like number 3, avoid phrasal verbs. We do not phrasal verb in the semi-formal, but in the formal we do not use phrasal verbs. Like in the semi-formal, when we say the price went up, but in the formal we say the price rose or increased.
In informal language, especially for the academic writing, could we use phrasal verb or not?
Well, phrasal verbs, yes. In the formal one, in the academic or the general?
In the academic, writing.
No, phrasal verbs are not well used, really.
In the task 2.
Yeah, in task 2, in the essay 1, no, phrasal verbs are not really, because phrasal verbs sometimes change the meaning, and phrasal verbs are like.
This is okay. Your answer just for academic training or for general training for task 2?
You mean this one, or you mean phrasal verbs?
Phrasal verb. If you ask for the task 2 in writing for general training, could we use phrasal verb?
I really think that no, in the general training you can use it, no problem. But in the academic, yeah, in the general you can use it, but in the academic, I don't think recommend.
Here, why I am confused, because I have watched video in Inkfed for teacher Emma.
Yeah.
Emma, yes, for academic, don't use contradiction, don't use phrasal verb.
Exactly.
Other tutors, for writing the essay, focus on collocations and phrasal verb.
Well, I will be with Emma really in this one, because she's the most right in this point. Exactly, as I said, phrasal verbs are different. They are different from America and England even. So sometimes we use phrasal verbs in a different way, and they mean different things. Yeah. So just one moment. I'll just put the charger, okay?
No problem. No problem. No problem. Okay, now this list from China. Okay, so I ask you about China website again. I bought from here the collocations and practice every day. Today I memorize the collocation from crime and justice, and really and well structured. She has 2 books for the informal speaking and idioms. Now I'd ask you about idioms and slangs in English. What kind of language should you use to practice for speaking? Now, I have a problem in speaking. Last exam, an examiner in the British Council told me, Khaled, you may speak English very well, but you won't score more than 6 or 6.5 because you use more academic language. Okay, and you must use idioms and informal language, maybe slangs. But here I am confused. Why? I listen a lot for BBC, the English we speak BBC. And when I ask my friend from England, from America, from some idioms, they informed me this is an old idiom.
Yeah.
What I do to...
I will be sending you now another link.
Also told me you must use collocation in speaking. Tell me what
Yes.
I do. Collocation, idioms, slang. Really, I lost my temper.
No, there is no losing actually. This is an easy, simple one. Can you please open this link?
Okay.
You will find a lot of topics. Can you see them?
Just
Advertising, environment, shopping.
okay.
Yes. Can you please press on advertising?
Just maybe the internet is bad now. Just okay. One moment, please. Okay. IELTS vocabulary. Yes. Yes. Okay. Advertising.
One advertising.
Okay.
And here is the same style of question. You will find the collocations are written in front of you in like a bullet one. Like for example, in part one style question, are there any TV channels in your country that don't have adverts? No, they are all commercial channels. This is a collocation. And show adverts all day long. Too many really. And there is also a lot of product placement. Product placement is a collocation. Okay? And
Yeah.
below the page, you will find the meaning of these definitions and collocation.
Mm-hmm.
This one
okay.
is amazing. You have 20 topics basically on all the IELTS exams that they have done. This one is really nice. I always use it when I'm teaching.
Okay. This is for speaking. Okay.
Yeah. And writing, for both speaking and writing, because I can use the collocation in my writing as well.
Okay, but here just use collocation. And what about idioms and slangs?
Here you will find, oh, no, we don't use idioms inside our talk, especially in the IELTS one. It is really dangerous because like we do not use it because sometimes we say it and it gives a different meaning. You know, in England, for example, I asked my friend to let the cat out of the bag. I asked my friend to let the cat out of the bag, which means I asked my friend to tell me the secret. This is in England. But in America, this means I asked my friend to steal money.
Maybe, Jay, maybe that just use the clear idioms, which is it is a piece of cake, not easy.
Well, yeah, piece of cake and so on. This is we call the soft, and these are not idioms, these are expressions.
Okay.
Idioms are stronger than this one.
And that's what I confuse because idioms in English it is different. It is different. It is maybe yes. It is different from England materials. And my sense, maybe I have to follow the England materials for the IELTS exam.
Yes, I would really recommend for you, as I said, this website is really good for you for having this kind. And also here on Cambly, you have a lot of tutors to deal with. If you want to deal with me in practice of speaking and so on, I would be very happy, of course, you know. And also in writing, I really insist for you to write down the writing and let one of the tutors check it. Just more than something. If you want to send it to me, feel free. I will be correcting it and sending it back to you. Yes. So this is what I want to say.
But I have noticed. But I have noticed you always have a full schedule, and really I couldn't make a reservation with you.
Now it's empty. You can find it now very clear, you know, like because I've just like came back to Cambly 2 days ago, you know, because I was traveling the previous week. So I'm here. You know, you'll find me here for the next upcoming 6 months. You know, I will be here. So choose it.
Now I have to read for you. This is an introduction I wrote yesterday for a topic from about the crime, the rate of crime. Just this is the introduction. Okay, there is no doubt that crime has become a pervasive cosmopolitan affair.
Yes.
Formerly, researchers attributed it to behavioral problems. However, subsequently, it is considered as a finding of contemporary theories such as globalization and outsourcing. This is my introduction.
Well, it's a good one, but I would really like not to start with the expression of there is no doubt, because it is overused. You know what I'm talking about?
Overused?
People are using it too much. I want you to be different in writing. You know, I don't want you to be the same as all people. Now all the people, and you must know that in the IELTS exam, because I'm an IELTS examiner as well. In the IELTS exam, they're all writing this and starting with it. So for you, you can change it. For example, there is no, there is no, what we can say, there is no, what we can say, disagreement upon this. You know, to change this one, or it became very clear. It became very obvious if you want to choose one more, because this shows a style. It shows that you are not copying of what other people have written before.
Maybe it is generally undisputed.
Exactly. This one is amazing. You know, like this one is amazing if it is written in an IELTS exam.
Believe me, I don't know if we will use this a lot, because all these ideas, maybe it's.
Writing, you are free. In speaking, you aren't free. In speaking, you need to speak naturally as people. But in writing, whatever you want, it is your writing. It is your style. In writing, we have something called writing style, but we have nothing called speaking style, right?
Okay.
So this is it. I mean, your writing is coming out of you. There is nothing in writing say that there is a normal style and abnormal style. Never. This is quite insane, you know, like to have it by this way. So in my opinion, in your writing, feel free to like create, or feel free to enjoy the style of writing. You know, like as you are going to write, and I will let you to write to me some tasks and send them to me. But let me send you my email first, because this one you can send it to me to be able to correct it to you as this is my email, as fast as I can. You know, like it will be on the same day. I will recorrect it for you and also send it to you, and then we will discuss it. So we will save much more time for speaking and also for solving some of the problems that you are facing. This is yours, so I'm just like.
Okay. Yeah. Now I read you from some paragraph. This is my language now in writing. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. It may be true that, despite the fact that human has benefited from modern concepts such as globalization and outsourcing, they have increased the widening gaps between rich and poor. Consequently, the ratio of individuals who are living below the poverty line has raised, which reflects on the level of crime. For instance, many of the third world countries, such as Jordan and Lebanon, are suffering from this matter. This is my construction.
Yeah, well, this one was more, as we can say, more like professional. You know, like you were writing it from a professional way of writing. So I haven't seen any bad thing in it. I mean, it's a very good, you know, construction.
Because I have to steal the idea from BBC and government.
I would say it is reusing it in the right way. Perfectly made. I mean, this one really grabbed my attention.
Okay. The time has come now. Now I'll email you to practice to classify some classes for our next missions. Now just back to speaking. Now let us focus in collocations and ignore idioms. Okay.
Yes.
Focus on collocation because we are not familiar in using the idioms, and a collocation is easy. Collocation.
Okay, I will be preparing also some things for you that in the next session we will be working on them. So now you can check my schedule. You will find a lot of free slots, and just like, yeah.
Okay, in my when your experience, maybe to evaluate my level in IELTS. Okay,
I would evaluate it as, you know, like as a normal person talking to someone. Your English is very good, very good. I mean, in the streets when you travel, you will face no problem, inshallah. But no problem. In IELTS, I think after 2 sessions or 2 more sessions, we will be able to tackle the problem or to find it, then to see it clearly, because I need to see your writing as a production.
Okay, no problem, no problem. See you, inshallah.
You, inshallah. Thank you so much. And have a nice
Thank
week.
you. Goodbye. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too as well. Thank you. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. See you.
Thank you.
See you in Mecca.
Yeah, inshallah. Yes.